What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Emilio in Tennessee. Here to talk some Packers this evening as obviously we wrap up another training camp practice. So we've got an awesome show for you guys and gals. We're going to hit on some Micah Parsons trade rumors and a potential trade proposal that caused a lot of discussion today. From Wildy and Tausch, and I kind of gave my take on it, and they gave their take on it. So I want to kind of see what everybody in the chat thinks about that. We're also going to give you injury updates from practice. We'll give you a Jordan Love update. How did he look today? Obviously, continuing to practice in 7-on-7s. Matthew Golden continues to shine. We'll talk about what he did today and give you all the other practice updates. Before we do that, though, if you would, let's do that YouTube stuff real quick. Take a quick second, hit that like button, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, hey, thank you for making us a part of your evening. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We don't claim to be any of that. But what we are is just like you, man. We're fans. We're fans of the Packers, and you're talking Packers on a daily basis, trying to break down this crazy thing and figure out what the next step is for the Packers and get you guys and gals ready for the season. We go live with pregame shows, postgame shows, in-depth analysis. We do film breakdown, the whole 9 yards. So if that's the type of content you're looking for, you landed at the right place. Just hit that subscribe button and make sure you click the bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live. Emilio, how you doing, man?
Good. Glad to be back. I got stuck in the clink, man, after the brawl. I don't know what happened. Took me a couple days to get back into town.
It's hilarious, man. One day when we have time, and we definitely don't today, we need to get that video that you have of the brawl that broke out at the brawl. And we'll do some. I figure we do a chalk talk on it. Just tell us straight out. Yeah,
watching some of the replays, man, were just unbelievable. My camera got I got a little jump happy. I got a little excited out there. It was a good time.
You were filming, trying to.
Dude, I was in it, man.
It's a good time, though, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, Jacob over here cutting on it, spending $50. Best $50 I think I've spent in the past like 3 months.
I know. I looked at Brian too, and full disclosure here, okay? If you guys tune into the show often, you know we don't see color here. I honestly despise people that try to divide through race and financial. What am I trying to say here? Financial differential. I was raised pretty poor to a certain age, and then we kind of got on our feet and got off and running, and I went out on my own and everything, and I can't stand a racist. I can't stand people who try to race back, all that stuff. I just despise it. So one of my good friends, Brian, happens to be the black guy, right? One of my closest buddies. He's like a brother to me. And when we got out of the truck over at the Redneck Brawl, my, first thing he said was, "Yep, I'm going to be the only brother over here." And he wasn't. However, we weren't 10 minutes into that event. And he grabbed me by the arm. He said, "This is the best money I've spent in a long time."
I'm telling you, it was a great time. It really was.
Absolute blast, man. So I know we got Tim joining us here in a second, but we're going to go ahead and lead off with the Micah Parsons trade proposal. And listen, there's probably somebody in the chat that goes, "Clayton, you shouldn't talk like that." Like, I just don't listen. I don't know, man. That's just how I see things. I don't see things through color. Yeah, that's just how I see it.
Yeah, it looks like you got a little rebuttal to that. Tool for this says, "I'm not going to lie. I don't like NASCAR or Formula One. Neither of those races are for me."
There you go. Very well said. Which, ironically, I will be at a NASCAR race here in a couple of days.
Nice.
A couple of weeks, I should say. Yeah, out at Bristol. So we need to get you out there one day too, Emilio.
There we go.
Absolute blast.
Next on the list.
All right, so let's get into the Micah Parsons talk. Now, listen, first of all, I want a couple things. The Micah Parsons trade rumors, right? Listen, I don't think he's going to be traded. And I could be completely wrong there. I don't want this to come across like I don't want Micah Parsons. That could be farther from the truth. Like, I personally would love to have Micah Parsons on the Green Bay Packers. But my question is always to people like, okay, what are you willing to give up? That's the big question, right? So I want to make that very clear going into this. And also, this exchange with Jason Wildy on Twitter and obviously on Wildy and Tausch, they mentioned it. We'll play the audio clip for you guys and gals. This was in no way, shape, or form trying to dunk on him. And when I reread the text, I'm like, I probably could have worded that better, but I tried to tell him in his response, like, hey, look, this was something that I was on the outside. Tausch agreed with him. Wildy obviously felt this way. I'm pretty sure Jesse, their producer, Jesse Nelson, felt that way too. And I'm on the outside going, I must be the only Packer fan that feels like this. Like, I think this is just way too much capital to give up. So that's why I put the tweet out there. And I said, am I the only one that thinks this is absolutely insane? I honestly expected, and I'm being real, more people to comment and go, yeah, this isn't insane. That's what it would take, and that's what it'd be worth. And I want Micah Parsons. I expected them to kind of side with him. Though I tried to go through and get a tally, Emilio, and on this trade offer, this trade, fake mock trade proposal, it was like 54-4. People were saying absolutely not, like I was. So it kind of made me feel a little bit like, okay, I'm not losing my mind here. But let's just kind of get into it. If you'll get me a screen grab of Matt LaFleur, the one with the lung dart there. All right, so I do this because sometimes things can get triggered in copyright with the video. I know we're playing the audio. We're obviously giving credit. This is from one of my favorite shows, Wildy and Tausch. And I want to make this very clear. Do not go at Wildy on Twitter saying this is, don't. The point wasn't to go try to be rude to him and tell him he's stupid for feeling this way. There's a lot of people that feel this way, okay, about, the value of Micah Parsons. I want to be very, very clear. I have the utmost respect for Jason Wildy. He's covered the team since 96. I had the utmost respect for Mark Tauscher. And when I became a Packer fan, he was this underdog story, 7th-round pick, went out there and was just an absolute ass kicker at right tackle, right? So please don't take this the wrong way. This isn't me trying to dunk on them. This is me extending this conversation because you're going to hear Tauscher. This is about a 3-minute long clip. Tauscher responds, okay, and he gives his take where he agrees with Wildy, and then I'm going to give my reason why I would not accept the trade, okay? So I know we got Tim jumping in here too. Tim, you just hop on whenever you're ready, but I'm going to go ahead and play this audio here and let you guys hear it. Again, this is from Wildy and Tausch on ESPN Wisconsin. ESPN Madison is the show or the YouTube channel I watch this on daily. I have it in the background through YouTube Premium, just listen to it as I go through the day. So here we go.
And he'll be one of the 4, along with John Fitzpatrick and the top 2. So Clayton is a big listener to our program. He's sometimes in the YouTube comments. He's on Twitter. He's got his own YouTube show. No.
Clayton Kershaw.
His name is Clayton.
I like that name, Clayton. It's variable. It's
Strong name.
It's got some versatility, too. I love a good versatile name.
So listening to Packers talk this morning, I just heard a host, that'll be me, say they would be willing to trade for Micah Parsons, giving up the following: 2026 first-round pick, 2026 second-round pick, 2027 first-round pick, 2027 fifth-round pick, and Rashawn Gary.
Mm-hmm.
And pay Micah Parsons $41 million per year.
Yep.
Am I the only person who thinks this is absolutely insane, is what Clayton asked. Am I insane?
No.
Real quick. I was not saying he was insane. I was saying that offer is insane.
Right.
So I want to clear this up. I wasn't, and again, that's me being the dumb redneck. I should have worded that different. I should have said no disrespect, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Now you would get a pick back. That's kind of how that works. And
sure.
And that kind of matters too. Okay, we didn't mention getting a pick back. If we're giving two firsts and a second, and we get a couple thirds back, that changes things, right? Just want to say that, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 6 or something. Listen, man, I think we can all sit here and say the Packers' way they do business is the right way. Stay young, stay hungry. Don't be dumping draft picks.
This is not something the Packers would normally do.
This is outside of their orbit.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, it's been 15 years since we won a World's Championship. Those are the facts. And do I want you to go bust and, dump all your future for no? But when you have an opportunity for a field tilter, and if they do, again, these are all ifs. And Clayton, you deal in hypotheticals when you do this job. That's just how this is. And you analyze and you think, you get somebody that is going to be a bullseye guy and that is going to change the complete complexion. What did everybody complain about last year with this defense? What did everybody complain about at the end of the year?
No pressure from the front.
Pause. We did not complain about that. Anybody who's watched this show and they're not, saying us, they're just saying in general. And I agree with them. The majority of Packer fans, would you guys agree? That was their complaint last year. We were watching the tape and going, boys, they're keying in on the run. They're focusing on stopping the run first and foremost. They're not letting these guys pin their ears back. You're seeing, in some cases, only 3 rushers with a touch spy. You guys are tired of hearing me talk about it. So just want to clear that up. Some fans said that. A lot of fans said that. These fans on this particular show did not say that. We seen it totally the opposite, going, damn, boys, look at this. EPA per drop back, top 5. We're top 3 in run defense. Let's freaking go.
Heard
this
it
is
from
working.
a fan right here.
Yep.
Other people were saying, we need more sacks. They need to finish. Anyway, here we go.
The front 4. You think that changes? Yes.
Probably makes Lucas Van Ness a lot better,
you
too.
know, and I know, Rashawn Gary's been a nice player, but you have to give stuff up to get stuff. That's how this works. So are you crazy? First off, again, more than likely,
I don't see this
not
ever
gonna happen.
happening. Correct.
But if you're going to be what you want to be, you have to take big swings too. It can't always just be. You got to make big plays, because what wins? Big plays, big moments.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your guys? And if you don't think Micah Parsons is good enough, there is. You could convince me, and I've watched enough. Is Micah Parsons good against run? People run at him. They don't do that with Rashawn.
They don't. That's true.
But that's not the point. What you're looking for here is who can be that dog that can get the quarterback when you need it? Who's your closer? Who can be that guy? And number 11 for the Dallas Cowboys is that guy.
Now, all right, you can drop that screen grab down if you don't mind there, fellas. Appreciate you pulling it up. So here's the thing, and Tauscher knows this too. I think that's part of the reason I was kind of like, what am I missing here? It's not as simple as go get the quarterback. It isn't. If you can go after the quarterback, but you got to sacrifice other things, right? There's no two ways about that. It's not just, okay, now we're going to go now we're going to go take the quarterback down. If you do that and you bring 4 and you got Tommy DeVito all of a sudden tucking the ball and running for 40 yards on you because you decided to rush all the way up the outside, and then after that game, we're all complaining, going, these edge rushers don't know what they're doing. They just went straight up the field. They ran themselves right out of the play. Things like that matter, right? Context matters. So, again, recap. Here is the proposal. A 2026 first rounder, a 2026 second rounder, a 2027 first rounder, a 2027 fifth rounder. So 2 firsts, a second, a fifth, Rashawn Gary, and you've got to pay Micah Parsons $41 million per year. This year is the first year that Gary's cap number actually raises to the 25 million mark, if I remember correctly. The last couple of years, it's been at like 17, 11. I might have been 11 last year. So you're talking about $16 million extra dollars going to Micah Parsons than what you're paying Gary. You understand what I'm saying? That's the comparison there money-wise. So, and again, I'm not the only person that thinks this is insane. So let's get into what you're paying for. Let's say we did that. You gave up 2 firsts, a second, a fifth, and Rashawn Gary. What did you pick up? What's your net gain? Think of it from a business standpoint. What is your net gain in this proposal? Okay. Your net gain is Micah Parsons had 12 sacks last year. Now his quarterback pressure percentage was 19.1. Gary had 7.5 sacks with a 13.4% quarterback pressure rate. Now, when you look at the pass rushes, they're actually pretty similar. Micah had 392, Gary had 389. So there's no one debating whether Micah Parsons is a better pass rusher than Rashawn Gary. I think we would all agree. Look over at the run stop rate. Gary only had 210 run defensive snaps. He had 39 stops. Micah Parsons had 28 more run defensive snaps and had 7 less run stops. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That matters too. And again, was Dallas in the playoffs? Yes or no? I wonder what their run defense looked like. I don't think we've got a quick grab on that.
Playoffs?
Let's do this. Let's go EPA per dropback. Where did Dallas finish? They may have finished great. I don't know. Where are they at on the list here? Cowboys. No, they finished with a positive 0.06, while the Packers had a negative 0.02. If he's so damn good, you understand what I'm saying? If that's the guy that's going to get you over the hump. Now, again, I'm not saying that I wouldn't trade for Micah Parsons. The $41 million per, That's a tough one for me.
That's a steep bag. 41 million is a steep bag. I mean, you're paying him basically, Jordan Love money at that point.
And you know how much he's wanting guaranteed to $1 million. I mean, he's going to want a ton guaranteed.
It's got to be at least a 3-4 year deal. So he'd probably want 150 guaranteed easy to start, and then go up from there.
Here's the other thing. Gary's guaranteed money is just about to start to dwindle now. So you're getting on the backside of the contract where, boy, oh boy, we're in the driver's seat now. Mm-hmm. And you can do a lot of things to free up cap. Tim, the other thing here with me is I would want, and somebody said it in the chat, I want to give credit here.
I think it was Brambo.
Yeah, Brambo probably said it. So he's saying I would want Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons on the field together. Absolutely.
Right.
Now,
yeah, that's a lot more intriguing of a plan, right?
Correct. And that's the thing too. I was asking myself, like, what would I be willing to give up? If I'm going to come at Wildy like this and say, hey, no, that's a stupid idea, then I better be willing to put something on the table. I would be willing to give up a first-round pick and possibly like a third-round pick, right? Because Micah Parsons is that good.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have to pay
and he's still young too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, 2 firsts, a second, a fifth, and your best defensive lineman, essentially, I can't get on board.
Yeah.
So
right, because I pulled up Shefty's old tweet on potential comp when 27-year-old Khalil Mack was traded to Oakland, from Oakland to Chicago. Bears gave up 2 firsts, a third, a sixth, a second round, and a conditional fifth. I mean, like,
wow.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like we've spent all this time building through the draft, through what we assume is Goody and the scouting unit crushing it, doing their job, finding gems in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounds, all that. I mean, why turn your back on that now when you're going to have to go pay the guy? I think it was also Chris N in there was talking about, again, what happens if he gets hurt? You spend all that money, you guarantee $150 million for one dude, you take your other guy who's run defense, and boom, he's gone. Like, that's unbelievable. And I mean, we've talked about this. Like, yeah, the Green Bay would go for it because of how young he is. He's a star player. He's young. That's a potential for sure. But we're more of like a Ross dress for less shopping experience than primetime Dior or whatever. That's just not us.
Yeah. And Drew D says $41 million would be more than Myles Garrett. Yes, it would. That's the reason Jerry Jones is going up, bub.
Yeah.
And they can still franchise tag him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the thing that nobody's talking about. Jerry's in the driver's seat. You understand that, right? Like, they have him under contract this year. If he chooses not to play, guess what? Then his rights go right back over into next year. And the Cowboys still have his rights. And then, like you said, Emilio, they can franchise tag him, buy him more time to get a trade. Yeah, or keep him. So, yeah, no, it's a great point. Teebs in the chat says Dallas had 54 sacks versus the Packers 45. Great point. And he may be disagreeing with me. I don't know. My point is, what did it get them? Where did it get their defense? Because the year before they had a corner. I'm trying to think of his name. It's escaping me right now. And it wasn't Diggs. It was another guy that led the league. Yeah. Didn't he lead the league in interceptions or pick six or something like that, right? So you don't tell me, their secondary sucks. That's so.
But okay, so here's this. I listened to that one Cowboys Love of the Star podcast with Brian Brodish on it, and they're talking about they want to get rid of Osa Odigizua because he's not doing anything for their line. So they're talking about giving up on a first round pick at this point because of where they're at with their team. I mean, so why would they move away from their best defensive player? Any Cowboy fan you talk to is going to say, no way we can get rid of Micah. He's like the heart of our defense.
All right. And Tim is Italian Wolf World, I think is right, says they couldn't even get to Jordan in the playoffs. It's a great point. We played them head to head. And do you remember Aaron Jones single-handedly blocking Micah Parsons, hitting him right in the chest? And Micah literally almost going to his knees because Aaron Jones smacked him. And again, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but people have convinced themselves that this is Reggie White. People have convinced themselves.
I actually saw that today on Twitter. I couldn't believe that.
I was like, what are we talking? First of all, Reggie White wasn't just a speed guy that lined up on the outside. He could play stack backer. He was a dude that you could kick in the nose. You could play 3. You could put him out at 5. You could play him everywhere. And wherever he went, he was putting somebody on their keister, right, Tim? You've seen it firsthand.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think it's hard-pressed to get me to compare anybody to Reggie White. honestly. I think he's a
Right.
one of one. You know, but what you're saying is Micah Parsons is that caliber type of guy. I don't think anyone's going to ignore the fact that he would make your team better, right? And maybe some of the struggles were just him being caught in that Dallas defense. You know, he would probably look great in a Jeff Hafley defense, but if it means, you know, auctioning off the farm for the next 2 years and giving up, you know, one of our best defensive players to get him here, I'm not going to go with that. Yeah.
Right. And again, I'm not saying I don't want Micah Parsons on the team. I just
neither am I. It's just got to be right. It's got to be the right money. It's got to be
And-
the right deal, right?
Right.
This is the conversation.
I wouldn't chase either, you know.
Right. And this is the conversation I'm talking about. Like when people say, yeah, go get Micah, I'm okay. What are we giving up? And kudos to Wildy for putting his neck out there and going, here's what I give up. Right. I mean, I respect the heck out of that. But it's just like, if that's the conversation we're really having,
yeah,
I can't do it. And immediately,
well, Wildy was the first to admit it was fantasy land, right? He said, hey, this is hypothetical fantasy land.
Right.
So,
yeah. And again, he was kind of pressed by a guest that they had on their show. I can't remember his name right now, but he was kind of pressed. What would you be willing to, or would you, the guy threw a proposal out there and he said, yeah, I would accept that. So, and people are asking about LVN. Would you trade LVN in a first for him? To me, that is way, way, way more palatable than that other offer. And listen, LVN might end up being better than Parsons. I think we would all agree. Long shot right now based off what we've seen, although he's having a hell of a camp. But would I be willing to trade a first-round pick and LVN? You're essentially saying that's 2 first-round picks, right? But you're also in year 3 of LVN. You're going to have to pay him next year. I probably would do that trade, to be honest with you. And I'd have to think about it, but I would probably give LVN in a first for Micah Parsons, sign into that deal. But understand, if Micah Parsons goes down with a knee injury, boys, that's a lot of cap space that's tied up in one player that ain't even on the field, as opposed to maybe LVN, you could get him back for $13 million. Let's say he goes out this year and he has an 8-sack season, is solid in run defense, and you re-sign him for $13 million per. Well, look at the net gain there. You're looking at darn near over $20 million in net gain and cap space, and you've got a guy that plays within your scheme, plays within your system. And that's the other thing. Micah Parsons, they're kind of letting him eat out there. They're just kind of turning him loose and letting him run around, which probably plays a big role into why they're so low in EPA per drop back in the passing game, right? And I haven't even looked at their run defense. If somebody has that, I'd love to know where they ranked in yards per carry allowed, you know. So I didn't want to spend this much time on this topic, but I thought it was finally someone stepped up and said, here's what I would do. And then I felt like an ass for teeing it up. Now, here's the other thing. He commented and said, hey, that was me because I didn't tag him. And I was like, I didn't want to tag him and be a jerk. Like, hey, look at what this guy said. I just wanted to get people's take on it. So if that came across the wrong way, I didn't mean any disrespect there. I guess I should have asked him and then tagged, but I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's rally the troops and let's all go and bash this dude. You know what I'm saying? So, because again, it's my favorite show. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I really, really enjoy Wildy and Tausch. I listen to it every day. So, anything else on the Micah Parsons trade rumors / conversation? Is the Dallas Cowboys always in the news, obviously. Anything else? We good?
No. Any publicity is good publicity.
Hey, that's Jerry Jones 101 right there, which, by the way, I started the Netflix documentary just before I went live here. I got through the first episode. It's
that Cowboys one out?
Yeah, it's out. It came out today. I just hate the music. Like, they've got the music blaring, and you could tell they put all this time into the musical aspect of it. And it's just like, I can't hardly hear them talk. Like, can we bring the music down a little bit? I hate when shows do that, but I'm as Mandy says, the stick in the mud. So, all right, let's move it along here to training camp practice earlier today. Let's start with the injury update here. Returning to practice, defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness, who had a sore back. Kenny Clark, defensive lineman, sore back. I don't know if you guys heard, but Matt LaFleur said something about it must have been those beds they had to sleep in, I guess at the hotel while they were in Indy. I don't know if he was joking or not. Some people were taking it serious. Like, I mean, they had several people that complained about their back hurting. I don't know. Tim, did you hear any scuttlebutt about that at camp?
No, but that's crazy, right?
Everybody,
remember the old baseball team stories where you pull the fire alarm in the hotel, right before the game, or I don't know. Did the Colts work with the local hotel and bring old beds into the hotel right before the Packers checked in or something? Like, that is kind of unnerving, right? Maybe they got to bring their own little rollers, foam rollout when they're on the road, because if you're going to hurt your back, I'd hope it's playing this game and not sleeping in a hotel bed. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Yeah. Drew, I'm sorry, man. I missed this super chat while we were on the topic. I apologize, buddy. Let's hit it real quick. If the Packers did make an offer, what is your best guess on what that offer is for Parsons? I was trying to figure that out, Drew. I was trying to figure that out myself, and I don't know, man. Because I don't know if Goody would give a first, just based off of precedent, right? When was the last time he traded a first-round pick for somebody? Never happened, right?
Yep.
So this would be this is a type of player that you give a first-round pick for. Maybe it would just be a first-round pick if that were the case, right? That would be – I think that would be his best offer. What do you guys think? You got anything to add to that?
1 first round, maybe a third or something like that, and kind of move on. I think that he would be willing to do something like that, but at that price, they're not even. Let's tag him and keep moving.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Drew. Sorry to hit it there a little late, buddy. Appreciate you. All right. So did not participate. Aaron Banks, back injury. Jacob Monk, hamstring. Savion Williams, Marshawn Lloyd also had the hamstring injuries. Baron Sorrell with the knee. Omar Brown with the chest. He's still in the hospital, which, by the way, thoughts and prayers still up.
Man.
Omar Brown, man, that sounded like a serious deal. Tim, they said something about, if I heard correctly, he heard it on a special teams play, and then he played like another 10 to 12 snaps after. Essentially, if they're putting oxygen mask on him as they were taking, as he was going to the hospital, I imagine that lung probably deflated, right? Probably what happened.
Over time, probably, if he continued to play. But, hey, that's got to respect it, right? But you also, want a guy to be safe out there too. And if you've got potential life-threatening, injury, you got to get off the field and get that treated right away. We saw that with the Randall Cobb, the infamous Mike Pack game. He's mic'd up, takes a shot to the ribs, ends up spitting up blood, plays a couple more plays, and then, hey, man, got to get you off the field.
That's what it was. I think Matt was saying played 12 minutes of game time. That's a long. The scroll for this head. That is a long time to be playing with something like that.
Yeah,
well, it tells you a little bit about who Omar Brown is as a football player, right there and there. So yeah, hopefully he's doing okay. And
we have a couple dudes like that. Musgrave played with
lacerated kidney. You got Tucker Kraft who will run through a wall. We
have a team full of guys,
hard-nosed guys on this team for sure.
Yeah. All right. Zane Anderson knee, Xavier McKinney calf, Jaden Reed with the foot, Dontavion Wicks with the calf. However, Wildy did say on his show that he had his helmet out there with him, which is a good sign, like he's taking the next step. Like they're getting closer for Dontavion Wicks. That's great news. Was that Dontavion Wicks or maybe that was Xavier McKinney? I may be getting those mixed up. You guys double check.
I did not see McKinney I saw McKinney running with his helmet on, but then I saw mostly just him rehab running, red line running and stuff like that. So, but that's only what I saw. So I'm not sure.
And you guys do your own research there. I may have gotten those mixed up. It was either McKinney or Wicks had his helmet out there with him. So, and again, that's just a sign that, hey, they're kind of taking that next step. Like if they're out there running around with their helmet and all that, then it's the next step is to get right back into the drills, obviously. So cornerback Nate Hobbs with the knee. Now let's go back to Baron Sorrell. We got pretty good news there. I don't have an actual tweet, but I want to give a shout out to Carlos Silva, who messaged me earlier. Actually, I could probably pull this up. He messaged me this video, and I want to hit it real quick, and then we'll follow up with that injury report.
Shout out to Carlos. He hit me up on X too when like early this morning. He's like, "You see LVN out there?" He needed a confirmation right away that LVN was out getting work. That was awesome.
Yeah. So here you go. This is Baron Sorrell with the shout out to Cameron Azir. I hope I'm saying that right. Give him a follow over on X. Baron Sorrell with a sleeve on his left leg after suffering a knee injury against the Colts. Matt LaFleur said the rookie will miss some time. Sorrell electing to not ride a bike, but still took plenty of time to sign autographs, which is absolutely awesome. I want to say there was some rumors going around like he's probably not going to start on IR, which would make you think he should be good to go sooner than week 4. So, Emilio, that's great news there because I'm telling you that kid right there, I say kid, that looks like a grown-ass man, but that dude, he was really flashing in camp and in that first preseason game, man.
Exciting to watch, man. A young talent coming out of Texas. I think that, having just as many options as we can on the D-line so that we can keep that rotation, keep everybody fresh. I mean, it's going to be a long season. You already see that. You already see one going down, a freak thing, it's kind of just happened, and you got to make the team. You got to play special teams. All these things have to happen. So it's just tough that it happened to a guy like that. But, yeah, I'm glad that he's there. I'm glad that he's walking on it. That's good. Everything like that. He's not on crutches. If you don't want to ride the bike, fine. It's probably real tight with the kid's bike and everything. I get it. But, I'm glad that he's there and still in good shape. But, yeah, as long as he doesn't have to use up those 4 weeks of IR and then, a week or two after, I'm glad that he'd be here by week 2, hopefully.
What do you think, Tim? You got any kind of beat on that at all, man? Do you feel like he's not going to go on, not going to start the season on IR? Do you feel pretty comfortable saying that, or do you think there's still a chance of that, man? What do you think?
I think based on what we've all seen so far at this point through camp from him, that would be the ideal plan, right? I think everybody probably wants that to be how this unfolds, and take a minute to take a deep breath. We were saying that when we watched the film, doing a little chalk talk. And it looked worse than it was. Thank goodness. We were praying for that. This is a guy with no ceiling or a very high ceiling. So I think that's the goal, is to not have him start the season on IR. But we'll see. What do I know, right? I'm not a GM or a head coach, so just speculating. But I think that's the game plan with him, because from what we've seen on tape with him, he's certainly a little raw, but extremely talented. We got to have him on the field.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, and then on the pup, of course, you got wide receiver Christian Watson, defensive end Colin Oliver, and offensive lineman John Williams. So that's your injury update. And Wes Heikowitz doing a great job at the beginning of every practice, just running that information down. That's why Wes Heikowitz is the GOAT for sure. All right, so let's move on to practice. And I thought this was hilarious. I seen this tweet come through, and I'm like, what in the – is this some kind of joke? And then here in a minute, I'll show you a video to confirm it was not. As Wes Heikowitz tweeted out, linebacker Christian Welch on Brandon McManus showing up as a side judge at today's practice. Quote, they called a pass interference. We were like, oh, come on. That was not. I looked over at the ref, and I'm like, what the heck? I kind of stood there, and Isaiah Simmons was like, that's McManus. I'm like, oh, my gosh, it is. So I read that and was like, what the hell is going on? What are they talking about? Well, lo and behold, Matt Schneiden throws this tweet out here. And this is why I really like the way this team is looking right now. And they seem pretty comfortable. Look at this guy right here. And Tim, I got you a new one here, Tim. Look at this. That one's ready to go.
So, man. Killer. Love it.
All right. So, again, they look over and they see this cat on the sideline, right? And he's literally was playing side judge.
That is awesome.
What are you
Look at the flag.
about? That's my job.
Perfect.
So some people are going, what the hell? What does it matter, Clay? This is good, guys. Like, this is team kind of bring it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Let's have a little fun. Let's kind of – he's just so good for this team, man. You know
absolutely. Absolutely. We always talk about how intense it is, at practice, and these guys are going hard, screaming at each other, trying to motivate each other, pick each other up. But then you got to have guys that'll, lighten the mood too. You got to have that balance. You got to have fun out there. You're blessed to be a grown man playing a young man's game, a kid's game, basically. You get paid to play a sport, and you got to take time to not take yourself too seriously. You see that with McManus here. I got to just tip my cap to that kind of behavior. I love it. We had one with Warren Brinson today too. I didn't get any photos or video of it, but we had Daniel Whelan booming some punts, and one of the last punts he sent down the field, the D-line group was kind of walking up the sideline there, the opposite direction, and Warren Brinson turned around and waved for a fair catch, and he caught this punt from Brandon McManus. Oh my goodness, it was incredible. I'm sorry, Whelan punt. So this was like a 50-yard plus punt.
Bomb. Yeah.
Warren Brinson's got them hands. So if we need some help in the return game, we might have to.
Could you imagine? Heavy package.
I don't know who cheered louder, the crowd or his teammates, but it was one of those moments where it kind of broke the tension a little bit in between drills, and exactly what you're talking about, Clayton, right? You gotta love that type of stuff in your locker room for sure.
Got to lighten the mood a little bit, man. You got to. And yeah,
Can you imagine some of the coaches seeing him too? Like Matt LaFleur doesn't tell him, but then they look down the sideline. Ref, come on! Wait, is that double take?
yeah.
Yep.
Christian Welch describing it as absolutely perfect. Like, the heck is that McManus? What's even going on right now? So pretty cool. All right, let's shift gears here and get into the Jordan Love breakdown here. Rob Domofsky obviously throwing this tweet out. Similar early practice workload for Jordan Love today. Thumb still wrapped, but unlike yesterday, probably won't need the baggy, no rain expected. So you see Love out there working with the wrap on the hand. Sounds like everything is going as planned, which I think is absolutely awesome. And it sounds like he had a pretty darn good day at the office too, man. Sound like he looked pretty sharp out there, albeit 7-on-7 drills, you know. And I'm kind of wondering, are they going to change the format of the joint practice with Seattle to allow some 7-on-7 type things? You know what I mean? Maybe press into that a little bit more to get Love some extra work. This one came out from Sleeper Packers, at Sleeper Packers, posted this video. Jordan Love to Romeo Doubs. How many touchdowns between this duo this season? And you're going to see here, some people were saying, hey, it might have been offensive pass interference, but it's a pretty low. If you're wondering if Jordan's still humming that tater, that's a beautiful throw right there. One-handed grab by Romeo in the corner of the end zone. It does look like he kind of smacks the face mask there, grabs it, you know.
Just getting a little separation, that's all.
That's all. And again, with Carrington, if he doesn't grab the face mask, that's pretty good coverage, isn't it, by Carrington?
I was just going to say, CV's trying to get his head around to locate the ball, and Rome's like, no, you're not. I'm getting a cutter real quick.
Yeah, so again, Jordan, that right hand looking perfect. You know what I mean? Like he looks as on point as I've seen him in camp since he took over as a starter of the Packers. Tim, would you agree with that being there in camp? Do you feel like, I mean, to me, his footwork looks better. He looks like he's got a better base. The knee is definitely healthy. And it looks like his accuracy is really, really improved, Jordan.
I think that's the most noticeable to me from what I've seen, just from the little bit of the offense that I've gotten to see when I was there. Jordan's definitely way more accurate than he was last year. This is a steady improvement. And you're right about the footwork too. Look at Pack Daddy, keep Jordan in a cast.
Yeah, so, hey, that's the thing too. It's like, when do you take it off?
Yeah, that's a great point.
I don't want to be the dude that makes that decision. You know what I mean? Because you take it off.
If he's throwing them like this, and if he can handle the snap, hey, leave it on.
What if you leave it on too long and it gets stiff, though, Clay? Then he loses the mobility in the thumb.
That's a good point. I don't know, man. I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean? But good to see you in here, Pack Daddy. Appreciate you, buddy. Been loving the pod too. Listen to your pod this morning, man. It's just on fire, dude. Absolutely on fire. All right. Next, just keeping along here with the Jordan Love talk. Sorry. Sleeper Packers put this one out there too, man. They're crushing it. I don't know who they've got boots on the ground there, but this is a throw and catch to Luke Musgrave. And you're going to see here Jordan to Luke Musgrave. It sounds like Musgrave's having a pretty good camp too, guys. Am I wrong there? Or do you guys feel like he's having a pretty good? That's a nice little thread the needle throw there from Jordan too.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about Musgrave so far?
Excited to see Musgrave. I wanted to see that kind of that length. What's that? It looks like a 15-yard in or something, a little dig route maybe. I'm excited that we have a little vertical presence with some size at the tight end position. Take a little bit of heat maybe off tuck and just kind of see where you can go. It looks like he's moving a little bit better. Doesn't have that gazelle wobbly leg look, and he stayed on his feet like Matt said. Let's keep that going.
Yeah, definitely. So again, just a quick little recap of Love's day. Moving along here, here's another one. This one comes in from Wes Heikowitz, as he says. Love completes completes first right before Nixon breaks up a pass for Dobbs. Side judge Brandon McManus threw a flag for PI. I still can't believe this is a real thing. Love just hit Dobbs down the left about 40 yards. Perfect throw, and 87 got a step over the cornerback. So you're seeing Dobbs is really starting to kind of, you know what I mean, continue to extend that lead as what I think will be one of the top targets for Jordan this year. If he doesn't get traded, I think that's still maybe on the table. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but sounds like Jordan, once again, I'm highlighting these because it sounds like his accuracy is really, really sharp today. So another tweet here. This one comes in from Wes Heikowitz as well. Surprise, surprise. Good ball from Love to Kraft for a 15-yard post. Sharp so far. So, I mean, a hell of a day at the office. And then it says, Bill Huber says, in 7-on-7, Love goes 10 of 11 today. The incompletion was a drop. He threw 12 passes, was PI on Nixon on the other. So pretty much perfect if you remove the drop and the PI, which is pretty impressive, man. So the wrap, the cast, whatever you want to call it, on the left hand, definitely not affecting his accuracy. And I love the fact that they've worked around at Tim and got him out there taking the snap off the stool to, and I know some people laugh at that and go, oh, what's the big deal? Guys, getting yourself conditioned to go down into that squatted position to take a snap is important.
It's called mechanics, right? That's why they call it mechanics. Yeah. It's part of your mechanics. It's like your car. You got a broken tie rod. Your car is going to ride a little different. You've got to adjust if you're trying to keep him game ready. And like to your point, Clayton, I don't care if today we saw him not taking it off the stool. He was just holding it in his hand, simulating a snap. I'm excited for when we're going to see them actually tossing him a snap, simulated shotgun or whatever it is, and letting him go through his progressions, with or without that cast or tape job or whatever they're going to have as he heals. But I think with what we talk about with his footwork and then the combination of his accuracy, Jay Money's coming this year, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from a fan right here. And we've been waiting a long, long time for this, long time. So this is primed for success season for Jordan Love. And I don't think a little thumb injury is going to stop him at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Emilio, what do you think will be a reasonable year for Jordan Love as we wrap up this segment? We're getting ready to wrap up hour one. I just want to get your take real quick. What do you think? Give me a touchdowns, interceptions, and yardage. Doesn't have to be exact, just a roundabout. Where you would look up and go, let's go, man. He's a top 10 quarterback.
If he needs to be a top 10, I'd say it's got to be over 30. Got to be over 28, definitely. Over 30, ideally, for touchdowns. I could care if he throws 12 picks, that's fine. As long as we still get the dubs, if he's still humming it, ideally under 10. And I would say 4,000. Just with the threats that we have. I was listening to PFF Pod. They were talking about Bo Nix being just under 3,500 potentially, and for our offense, I think we had to be over 4,000. I mean, if Bo Nix is going to kind of spend 3,500, I think Jordan Love can do that no problem. We got a new first round wide receiver, all this talent on the offensive side. I think that Matt's going to want to spin it.
Yeah, for me, Tim, I think that number would be 43. Let's say he plays every game, 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, maybe 8 interceptions. That's where I'd be like, okay, we're top 10. Now, if you do go over 10 interceptions, like Emilio was saying, let's say you have 12, I'm gonna need 35 tutters. I need that number to raise.
I got you. That's fair. Yep.
That's kind of where I would
keep the same distance of like 20. I need a positive 20 on there at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm somewhere in that ballpark with you guys too. I think he's going to crack the 4,000 yard mark for sure this year. I think Matt's going to be committed to that. It's going to be interesting to see how that affects the run game, right? We ran the football pretty well last year. It's going to be fun to see how he balances these game plans,
Yeah, and it's a great point too, because I'm eager to see if teams load the box. If they load the box, boys, Matthew Golden on one side, Jaden Reed in the slot, Dobbs working in the phone booth at the X. Yeah, pick your poison, Let's go to the chat real quick. Chris Casual Win says 40-plus touchdowns, 5,000 yards in 17 games. Whew.
Love it.
I think we're talking MVP. That's MVP conversation. Am I? You agree there, Emilio?
Yeah. If he's breaking 40 touchdowns, we're in 5,000 yards. Yeah, we're having a different conversation.
Yeah. Holmes MD1 says 25 touchdowns, 4,400 yards, 7 picks. I'm on board with that because you're keeping those interceptions down. Win that turnover battle. That's going to win you probably an extra 2 to 3 games as opposed to last year. I really believe that. Clint says in the chat, 38 tutters, 8 picks. I like it. That's a hell of a season right there. 38 touchdowns, 8 picks. J. Cole, 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns. That would be solid for sure. Yep. Coach Lynn says, do you think he can get to 40 touchdowns? Matt does like to throw the ball inside the 10. He likes to get out there with a little trips left look and run a little bubble, a little RPR action, that type of thing. I think he could, Coach, if he played all 17 games. I think he could get the 40 touch. I don't think it's like crazy or anything, right? Let's see. He's hit a couple more here. Not so cool. It says 37 touchdowns, 3,700 yards, 10 interceptions. That'd be a solid year too. And that with the 3,700 yards, that tells me we ran the rock. We ran the heck out of the rock.
Yeah, so, right.
Yeah. Donovan Schilling says 5,200 yards, 44 touchdowns, and 11 picks.
Let's go, Donovan. Tell him.
That would be absolutely awesome. So, all right. So there's your Jordan Love update and a little stat projection too. So that's going to do it for hour one. For those of you listening on the pod, we'll see you on the other side for hour two. We're going to talk a little Matthew Golden, and we're going to cover the rest of the practice highlights, get on the defensive side of the ball as well. We appreciate y'all.
For those of you listening on the pod,
welcome into hour two. And listen, I want to give a quick shout out real quick. Jacob, probably shouldn't do this. I didn't ask him if I could do it, nor would he. Unfortunately, his pup not doing good, his dog. So he's having to spend some time with him this evening, that type of thing. It's just anybody who's a dog lover like I am. I'm sure there's plenty of people in the chat. You guys have pets. When it comes time, when it gets close to time to saying goodbye, man, it's a tough thing. It's so tough. And I talked to him earlier. He gave me a call, and just want to say I'm praying for you, buddy. And sorry you having to go through it there with the sick pup, man. Been there. We all been there. But we love you, and we're praying for you. And if there's anything we can do, man, just reach out. So look forward to having you back on the show very, very soon for sure. But
absolutely.
All right. With that, yeah, prayers up. Thank you, number one Packer fan. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah. All right, let's talk a little Matthew Golden. So he continues to turn heads. We played the clip from Harry Douglas yesterday, obviously former NFL receiver, really good NFL receiver. Darius J. Butler, one of the smartest DBs that Bill Belichick's ever coached. That was Bill Belichick's words, not mine. And they're both talking about Matthew Golden being this dude that, man, it's looking like he's the real deal. And you can see here, Bill Huber put a tweet out, Matthew Golden during a red zone drill. Again, I always tell people, watch the feet. It's so smooth. Forget the chop down. Watch how he bounces around. Like, is that wild or what?
I see what you mean. Like how it's like you can see the cleats like leave the turf. They don't even catch. And they're in unison. It's like it's hard to explain. This is kind of what we talked about with his Texas tape. We talked about compressed, no wasted motion route running, and you see this guy do it naturally. I don't even know how you teach that type of footwork at all. That's just one of one right there.
You either got it or you don't, man. And Emilio, this is why 40-yard dashes matter too, man. People think it's just about top end speed, but the reason that they monitor 40-yard dashes with offensive linemen, people roll their eyes and they're like, why would you need an offensive lineman to run 40 yards? It's tracking foot speed, and foot speed means coordination. It means how quick you can get one foot down behind the other. That ties into footwork when you're pass blocking, and when it comes to receiving, man, that ability to run a fast 40-yard dash tells you, okay, they've got quick feet. They're more likely going to be a better route runner than someone who has slower feet, obviously.
Right. Yeah. The ability to chop it down and basically looked like 4 steps. Chop down his stem to a curl route and then turn around and go. It's like, and like you were saying, catching it kind of with his feet off the ground, almost like how Jordan can throw it, Rodgers can throw it in the air. When you're completely off the ground and still spin it. Same sort of idea, but he's just got great feet. Maybe 5 steps. Mm-hmm. Chops it down, gets out, gets north. I mean, didn't need to come back to the ball right exactly, but was there ready, hands catch, go. Didn't let it get into his chest, all of that.
Looks like the coaches wore that sleeveless hoodie again today, and that's what I do. This thing, get it at the pro shop, guys. It is so comfy. It's made for people who's got the moves. Let me tell you. I like
they've got a couple different color scheme options too for the same hoodie, right? It's
dark gray,
multiple covers. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's really.
I need to have Tim ship me one of them.
You can go straight redneck if you want to. You ain't got to put a T-shirt under it. You can just
the dude in overalls in the first row.
Oh yeah, go down to the liquor store, get you some Pepe Lopez in it. You know what I mean? Nobody gonna judge you. You good? You good to go? So next, you going, what does that have to do with Matthew Golden? Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Next Golden clip, this came in from Sleeper Packers. Telling you, man, it's one of the best follow. They got great coverage of the Packers here on X. This is, he said, great seeing Jay Love back at practice. Need that Love Golden action in week 1. I'm assuming this is going to to Matthew Golden. Let's see here. God, that was him on the left there. He's a rocket off the line. Yep, there we go. Quick little hitch outside or a curl. But Jordan looking good. And again, man, working on that chemistry with Matthew Golden. I look forward to them, Amelia. I look forward to them attacking underneath like that with the curls and working back to the sideline, the hitches, everything, and then setting that up for a double move and a go with that 4-2-40, man. Everything in unison,
Because you're going to be distracted. You got Jaden Reed coming across. You got, Tucker underneath, throw a little tight end screen here and there. Josh Jacobs, punching you in the mouth, and then boom, Matthew Golden sets you up on a sluggo and it's over, right? I mean, and it's something that he can do. I love that he's not just that one dimensional. I'm a route runner. No, I'm a speedster. No, I'm a hands guy. I'm a possession catcher. He's got it all. Maybe they're not all 99s, right? But he's got every one of them at 80 basically, and let's keep growing from there.
Yeah, complete wide receiver, right? That's what you're looking for. You can kind of see it at the end of this clip. I love that you never see him guilty of turning his head upfield before he secures the catch. Yeah. We see veterans do that from time to time. And here's your first round rookie draft pick looking like a seasoned vet out there, and just fundamentally sound. I love it.
Yeah. Let's go to the chat real quick. Everybody talking about Golden in here. Cody Newman, good to see you, buddy. Says he glides out of his cuts. Jarrell Lee says he's fast. Reminds me of Greg Jennings. Lions going down week 1. Love it, man. Love it. He reminds me of Jennings too, and that's what Wildy said too. Wildy said the same thing. He reminds him of Greg Jennings. To me, he's a faster Greg Jennings is what it kind of feels like. Now, he's got to go out there and live up to it. Don't get me wrong. This is obviously training camp. Holmes MD1, Golden reminds me of Jefferson. Whew, could you imagine? And here's the thing. People hear that and they probably roll their eyes. But the reality is, to the best of my knowledge, the last time we almost took a wide receiver in the first round, if you guys remember this, we had a first-round grade, obviously, on Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings were, if I remember right, they traded up, leapfrogged us, and took Justin Jefferson. So think about that. If Goody had a first-round grade on Jefferson and he fell right in that range, I can't remember where Jefferson was taken, but it wasn't
honestly, it was like 18th or 19th or something like that.
So you got to kind of put Matthew Golden projection-wise. He's got to go out there and live up to it. He could be a bust, guys. That's a reality too. Let's make sure we're very clear there. But he's going to be in that range of where Justin Jefferson was in the draft, and Goody had a first-round grade on to where they were planning on taking him, right? So I don't think it's off the wall, this big exaggeration, Holmes, for you to say he reminds you of Justin Jefferson. Because what has Justin Jefferson got? He's got the whole package, right? Yep. He's fast enough. He is a smooth route runner. He's got just immaculate body control, which we've talked about Golden. That sticks out from the college tape. And his ability to catch the ball with his hands, strong hands. So, I hope you're right, Holmes. God, that would be a slam dunk. As much as I hate the Vikings, Justin Jefferson is the truth, man.
He's got what? The only thing he's got is 2-3 inches on him. He's 6'1", I think it says, 190, 195.
Yep. Makes sense. Tad Samato says, Steve Smith loves Golden, works for me. Coach Lynn says, I keep saying he reminds me of Jamar Chase. There's another one, man. Let's go. Tony Holman says, smooth. Let's see here. What else we got? Anything else? Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Clint says, in a few years, people will be comparing other players to Golden. Man,
well said. I agree with that.
I was going to say, I forgot the pod, but LSU's got the basically top 3 receivers in the league right now. They got Jefferson, Chase, and Neighbors, right? You got a bunch of dogs coming from LSU as a receiving core. Let's find one. Let's find one in Texas. Let's have it. Let's start the new trend.
Let's go.
And so a couple more updates here with Matthew Golden. Wes Hodkowitz said, "Wow, Malik Willis with a brilliant deep ball to Matthew Golden for a 46-yard touchdown. One of the prettiest sequences of camp." You guys can find that on the Packers Twitter account. I got to be careful with that because I know they've uploaded it. If they upload it as a YouTube video, the AI might trigger a copyright there. There's nothing anybody can do about it. The Packers can't even have them, remove it or whatever. So if you check that throw out, it's pretty. It is really, really pretty. So Malik Willis having a hell of a camp. But again, you see Jordan Love connecting with Matthew Golden. Now you got Malik Willis connecting with Matthew Golden. Ryan Wood, this may be the same thing, although the yardage didn't match up. Malik Willis throws a bomb to Matthew Golden, who cooks Keyshawn Nixon and Evan Williams on a post route for a 53-yard touchdown. Packers rookie sure looks ready for week 1. The other one was 49. He's saying 53, so this might have been 2 separate touchdowns we're talking about here. So pretty cool, man. Matthew Golden continuing to flash at camp. You guys got anything else on Matthew Golden you want to hit on before we move along here, fellas?
Quarterbacks love receivers like that, right? You love a receiver like that who just makes your job that much more easy, really. I mean, it makes a difficult job easier when you've got a receiver like Matthew Golden, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Matt Schneidman put this tweet out. Anthony Belton today on if Clementines are the cure. Quote, it might be, man. It might be. Hopefully it don't ever get like that again, but we're going to keep eating them. I'm from the South. We eating them down there.
Escalade. I love it.
Absolutely love it, man. Obviously, he's
Maybe
talking
I
about.
need to add that to the pregame. I'll bring 2 bananas and now a clementine for pregame.
Oh, yeah. You can get like a whole pocket full of clementines going for game day.
Yeah, if y'all could have seen the look on my face as we walked through downtown Nashville to the stadium, getting ready to cross the bridge, and I look up and I'm like, Amelia, you got 2 bananas? He's like, man, I ain't cramping up.
I wasn't having it.
Yeah.
Didn't
So
you cramp after all them?
I did. On the way home, going up the interstate, I was a little nauseous too. We had to stop a couple times. Ain't gonna lie, full disclosure. But I remember complaining to man. He's like, "What are you doing over?" I'm like, "I can't get this cramp out of my foot. My foot is cramping up so bad." Anyway, so it's just cool. Again, think of McManus on the sideline as a ref, right? Think of the pop that got out of them. Think of what Tim said. Was it Brinson Tim catching the punt, right?
Yep.
And then you got obviously Rasheed Walker, who me and Tim, we talked about it. Full disclosure, a couple days ago, I'm like, man, is Rasheed Walker in a bad place? Like, does he not want to be here type thing? And then he's cracking jokes about Anthony Belton got his ass chewed out by Matt LaFleur for the penalties, come to the sideline, and Rasheed Walker hands him a Clement. Here, have a snack.
Should be all right.
Love it.
Gotta love it.
Love this team. All right. Let's shift gears to the defensive side of the ball. And Tim, you got some really good shots here from the sideline. Then we'll get into what happened on the defensive side of the ball and kind of who flashed. I know you were down there with the position group. This is the D-line group, obviously getting some work in. I'll crank the volume when you're ready for it. But you see them. I'll fast forward a little bit because they're just kind of getting the sleds ready here, aren't they?
Yeah, you can.
To me here,
it's actually kind of interesting because these are the boys coming over. There's Rashawn kind of welcoming everyone over, but you can just kind of get, if you want to run the volume, you can kind of get the energy that this unit has together as you see everybody playing.
There you go. Oh yeah, look at OV and got that handshake with Gary. Covington's got them boys buzzing, don't he?
I'm telling you, and they're all focused. It's not Coach Covington commands attention. You never see anybody looking off, and if somebody is, they're going to get chewed out immediately by Rashawn Gary or somebody else. But they move as a unit.
Tim with the perfect camera angle. We got to watch this again. I'm gonna crank the volume. Everybody on the podcast.
Language alert. There might be. I don't think so. I think this one's pretty clean. But
I'll let this slide.
You got VO here on the left telling everybody to break the sled again. It's awesome.
Have the FCC write me a letter. We're gonna let this one slide. All right.
Let it run.
So you're basically, for everybody on the pod that can't see this, you got 4 defensive linemen, right? 2 on each side. They're gonna smack the sled, and then one is gonna punch the ball out while the other focuses on recovering it. Right. This is a really cool drill. Let's listen to the sound full volume here.
Break it down. Good. Knock it back. That's it. All together. All together. I like it. I like it. Another good group. How violent can you be? Here we go. Get it under control. That's it. Here we go.
Oh,
I love Coach Ogabasi, man. How violent can you be? Be violent with them hands. Violent. Oh,
that's great footage.
These guys are humming, man. They're clicking. This D-line group, once they iron out these kinks, it's going to be fun to watch these boys up front this year.
Now, here's another one. I might have gotten them backwards. Just talk to me here, Tim. What do we got here with that? I guess the defensive line gets set.
This looks like one-on-ones. This was the beginning of practice. Coach Covington giving some direction. I believe, yeah. It's kind of tough to see. That's Rashawn and Kenny probably, or who is that? Esther doing a rep. Yeah.
98.
Yep. You got O'Malley, the new addition here.
Yep.
Getting some work in. Devontae Wyatt. Yeah. Looks like it was just some one-on-one, just kind of really this is the first thing they did today when they hit the
Getting loose.
Yep.
And remember, I mean, like after they get done with practice, their day's not over, right? They got to go into meetings. They got team. They got positional. They have then they probably got to hit the gym. It's not like it's just 10 o'clock. I'm done for the day.
Right.
That's right.
Great point. All right, we got another clip from you here, Tim. Talk to me on this one. Let me know what we're looking at here. It says outside release. That sound familiar?
Okay, so this is great. I'll set this one up. You can hear this one too, and you'll hear Rashawn screaming at the guys. But basically, they're working on outside release, and it's kind of off the screen. I'm not sure who those two are on the far left, but somebody did an inside release. And every single guy on the D line screamed and called it out, and the coaches called it out, and they corrected it, and they moved forward with the drill together. It's pretty cool.
Let's play here. Language alert, maybe.
Oh, it's LVN. Look.
Yeah. Let's go. All right, looking like a monster.
He does.
Yeah, you heard Rashawn in the background with a few choice words.
Yeah.
That stuff better be immaculate, he was saying, walking up and down the line. Just so cool to it's a blessing even to get this close, to just be able to get stuff like this, man. It's so cool.
Yeah. And was it Clint in the chat says Covington was a good hire. Emilio, this is a great hire, dude. This
Great
dude,
hire.
He is shaking things up big time, man.
Love it. And it's just, it doesn't have to be the same thing, right? He's coming from New England. He's got different techniques, different things, bringing a different energy. I mean, just showing up, having the, the drive, pushing these guys, every little bit that he's done for them, it seems to be paying off, man. And I love the energy, love to see it. I'm excited to see all starters out there, right? And see kind of what that front four can do when they get into a game situation. Because if we can bring pressure with four, if he's able to get these guys to bring us pressure with four, it's going to be a long season for everybody else. I'm telling you.
We kept saying something felt different, right? Something's different down there with that group this year. And it's like, we got the Ball King and we got Coach Ogabasi. Well, they were here last year. The difference is Coach DeMarcus Covington with this D-line group. I think that's what it, like, Emilio, to your point, it's like he's got these guys clicking. It's just an absolute smash home run of a hire, I think, for this staff.
Yeah, we got DJ in the chat. It's Trucker John's boy. Says
DJ, what's up? Saw him out there today.
Yeah, got the hangout, right?
Yeah.
He says, I think Oladapo takes a step forward this year, and it's going to be scary to see someone that big in the secondary if he can improve. He had a good game last week, right? Didn't he have like a 72 PFF grade, I think? So looked pretty solid, man. We're deep. We are deep at safety. There's no two ways about that. Good to see you in here, DJ. So another update here. Wes Hockwitz says Brenton Cox Jr. had a nice bull rush versus Tom in one-on-ones. Also beat Banks. That's B Banks, not Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks was out today. Inside. Powerful, quick dude. So Brenton Cox Jr. continuing to impress at training camp. It seems like him and LVN both have taken a step forward. And listen, it's a rising tide raises all ships, right? Like you look at LVN, you think LVN isn't looking over his shoulder at Brenton Cox Jr. like this dude's right on my heels. It's time to take this job and not give any kind of daylight whatsoever to give up any meaningful reps. I think they're going to push each other for sure. Morgan acquitted himself well. I'm seeing that right. Versus Brooks at left guard. Good battle between Ryan and Wyatt too. So Sean Ryan is quickly becoming one of my more appreciated Packers. I don't know how you feel about that, Emilio. Like the fact that he's your backup center now, if we were having to depend on Jacob Monk as our backup center, I would be terrified right now. Honestly, I don't think they would put him in. I think they would just kick Tom over and adjust, But Sean is going to be valuable this year, is he not?
Yeah, we've been saying that. I think from the beginning that Tom is our break glass in case of emergency center. I just don't think it's Monk right now. Nothing against him. It's just not – it's not there yet. And, yeah, Sean Ryan, I think he's got to be, one of the most key guys on the inside. I mean, he's playing all three inside spots. That's a really key dude coming in on this whole line. Coming into the season already a little bit banged up, right? So I'm hoping that everybody stays, knock on wood, good to go from here on out. But – yeah, Sean Ryan has stepped up. We've talked about him coming from a tough spot when he first got in the league, and he's put his head down and worked hard, and that's what we like to see on this team. And he's making a name for himself because of it.
Yeah. Wes Hogwitz tweeted out, Edgerrin Cooper out of a cannon off the weak side for a sack and to move the ball. That's the other thing I wanted to say, too, with the Micah Parsons stuff. I wanted to say we got Micah Parsons at home. That whole mean because, honestly, this is how Micah Parsons' career started, was playing stackbacker. And them firing him on some of those mock blitzes, some of those scrapes, those twists up front. And I'm not saying they should eventually put Edgerrin Cooper to edge. I think you keep him at stackbacker, right? But that's the other thing. Someone had said, I would be willing to trade Edgerrin Cooper for Micah Parsons. I'm going, what are we talking about here? And here's the other thing. Let me mention this, not to bring it completely back around, but since we're talking Edgerrin Cooper. Those picks turn into players. So this is the way I like to look at potential trades of draft picks. If you're willing to give up 2 firsts and a second for Micah Parsons, this is what I hear in my mind. Because nobody plans on busting on picks. You plan on hitting on every pick that you possibly can, right? Nobody's going to go, it don't matter if this shakes out. They're doing their due diligence. Scouting department staying up all hours of the night to make sure they try to get this pick right.
Right.
Would you be willing to trade with what we got now? I'm going to ask everybody in the chat, yes or no. Matthew Golden. Would you trade Matthew Golden, Lucas Van Ness, and Edgerrin Cooper for Micah Parsons?
You do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
That's the perfect. You understand what I'm saying? Like those picks turn into players. Yep. And that's where – and I know there's going to be people, think of the bust, think of the misses. That's correct. But you're going to miss on picks. You're going to. The fact that you would be willing to trade Matthew Golden, LVN, and Edgerrin Cooper for Micah Parsons, I'm sorry, man. You're insane if that's the case.
You could even do Quay, Devontae Wyatt, and Christian Watson. Maybe you have a little bit more of a case there because people don't like Quay, but I would think either way. Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. That's what I'm saying. Like we've been.
I'm not going to. So quit asking.
Thank you, Nick, because we've been blessed with what we have at inside back. I mean, we got 2 dogs at defense. Everybody can't wait for Christian to come back. You take your pick there.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you check on the poll, Clay, in YouTube, or do you want to do that at the end?
Let me look here. Now I got it right here. We got 93 votes. 87% said no. Only 13% said yes to the trade. So, and that's how it was on X. That doesn't surprise me at all. And, I hope they mention that when they talk about it again, just to kind of at least be like, wow, okay, we disagree with a large majority of the fans.
Right, they can just mention PTA while they're talking about it. That's fine.
they're not going to do that, so quit asking. So, no, but the reason that I bring that up with the trade and everything, and I expected the fans, maybe not 87-13, but I expected, maybe 60-70% of the fans to agree with them. And it really made me go, I got a lot of faith in this fan base right now. Like that they were like, no, absolutely not. Because it got pretty colorful in there. That's why I kind of felt bad. Like the goal wasn't, and that's why I'm glad I didn't tag him, because it was like, it wasn't just I'm going to pass. It was like, y'all have lost your damn mind type responses, So anyway, let's see. Moving along here, Gary pressure on Malik Willis to break up a screen for Josh Jacobs. So Gary flashing a little bit there on the screen pass. Javon Bullard breaks up a pass for Dobbs off a play action 2 plays later. So Bullard showing up a little bit today. You'd love to see that happen, man.
We were talking about Musgrave on the offensive side of the ball having a good camp as of late, right? And same thing with Javon Bullard. He's really come on these last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And if if he turns into you ain't even got to be like a top 10 slot defender. If he last year in the slot, I feel comfortable saying he was starting quality in the slot, not at safety. I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
I think he played cheeks at safety. That's just me personally. In the slot, I think he would have been you would have considered him a starting caliber slot defender because yes, he doesn't cover vertically very well. He doesn't cover flag routes and corners and things like that well. Right. But boy, oh boy, anything underneath and his extra run fit there out of the slot, that really, really helped the run.
And he does not. I mean, he is not afraid to throw a shoulder. Like that man will tackle somebody. And it was. I saw a clip the other day. I should have sent it to the group, but it was textbook tackle, and they were using Bullard's tape. I think it was on a Florida guy, but just came in and stuck the dude. And it's like, yeah, that's what we brought him in for. And even so, he'd be a top 32 slot. Shoot, he'd probably be a top 90 safety. So I mean, it's not like he is. I wouldn't say he's obviously probably not 64, but I would say he could probably fit in there as, the third rotation safety. But I've also pulled for Bull because I feel like they ask him to do a lot going from, safety to slot all the time.
Yeah. And Tim, like you said, man, you kind of feel like Bullard's almost like a linebacker trapped in a cornerback's body, right? Like that's how he plays the game. I think that's a good description because he does play very physical in that regard.
Yeah, and you love to see it, right? It's just that sometimes, the coverage suffers, and there's a tit for tat in any kind of development of a player. Like Emilio saying, when you're looking at the sliders, the scale, that's a great way to do it. But I've always felt that he's definitely a linebacker trapped in a safety's body. But he's got that physicality, and I'm with you, Clay. I think slot corner is the strong spot for him.
And Tim,
thick.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
The originator of that clip right there.
It really was, yeah. Wes Hockwitz also tweeted out, Lucas Van Ness bust through for a tackle for a loss of Jacobs in 11 on 11. So LVN continued.
Here's a guy.
That dude, man. I want him. I'm going to pull so many receipts from last year if LVN blows up this year, dude. I'm just petty enough. I'm going to go to the other. Start deleting them now. If you hear my voice and you were bashing LVN, do yourself a favor. Start deleting the tweets now because I'm pulling the receivables, baby. I'm going to break. It's going to look like a damn CVS receipt. That thing going to have
one that folds 6 times and then hand it to you.
I want him to blow up so bad because he just kind of waited his turn and they've had him in heavy rotation, just kind of off in the – and then like Ryan pointed out on his pod, second half of last season, he started to flash. We got excited on this show, which I'm taking it back to Wildy and Tausch, where it's like some fans said that we were watching the pass rush going, they're doing exactly what they were asked to do to play within the scheme. LVN's pressure rate started to skyrocket in the second half of the year. And you could tell – they seen something in practice. They seen something where they're like, let's just go ahead and move on from Preston Smith. Let's start to turn LVN loose a little bit more. So also I want to mention Willis hit Musgrave on a crosser the previous play. We showed you a clip where Love in 7-on-7 hit Musgrave over the middle. And now you're seeing Willis hit Musgrave on a crosser too. So Musgrave, we might be due for that leap we've been talking about with Musgrave for sure.
Speaking of Luke Musgrave, I'm sure Packers Socials has it somewhere, but after practice, him and Ben Sims were sharing a bike together riding back to the facility. If you want to see what 2 big tight ends look like riding a bike, these guys were hilarious. That's awesome. Yeah.
DJ in the chat says, I don't want to trade for a player who doesn't want to play out his contract. DJ, I don't have as much a problem with a player not wanting to play out his contract because just kind of how business works in the NFL. Teams, if we feel that way, then we got to feel that way about the teams cutting them loose before the contract's up too, right? I try to be fair in that regard. The thing I have a problem with, DJ, and it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying, could you guys imagine if we traded for Micah Parsons and all of a sudden he hits a cold spell where maybe a 4-game stretch where he's not playing great football and he's still doing that podcast every week? Could you imagine how fans are going to react to that? Because he's very vocal on that podcast. He stirred up a lot of stuff last year within the Cowboys, just making comments here or there. I want to say it was either last year or the year before he made a comment about Dak that kind of ruffled some feathers. Yep. Am I the only one that thinks Packer fans will get tired of that real quick too?
Yep. No, that's exactly it. I mean, I think Jerry's getting tired of that, Clay. I think they were talking on Love the Stars that Micah's the first kind of person that's really had a vocal platform that speaks out a kind of not against Jerry, but like against the actions that's going on with his contract. And it's something that Jerry hasn't really had to deal with before, is going ahead and processing that. And it's like, hey, we've already kind of lived that. Nothing against Aaron. I love Aaron, but that's true. Half of the time 30 minutes of the episode, we'd be talking about what was going on here, and there. It's like we can't even talk about, what we saw on the footwork that Matthew Golden's gone through, or what D-line was working on. And it's just like those are the kind of things you miss out on.
No, I think it's a great point. And again, I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. Always have been, always will be. But I completely agree. There were times where it was like, can we just talk football for once? Like, let's just, let's just stick to football here. But, so I understand where you're coming from there, DJ, and I do think fans would get – if he's playing great, they don't care, right? But as soon as you start to struggle – and it's funny you mentioned Jerry, Emilio, because Jerry's the one that runs his mouth down there, right? He ain't want nobody else to. He wants to be the center, the focal point, right? Like, I can just hear him. If anybody going to smack the bull in the ass, it's going to be me, not the player. You know what I mean? Like, just something along those lines of him just constantly wanting to be in the limelight. But, and hearing Adam Schefter talk about it earlier today, he said he thinks it's more likely than not that they're headed for a divorce as opposed to working it out. He's saying it's still on the table. It could work out. But he thinks if he had to choose right now, he thinks they're probably going to part ways at some point. So, so we'll wrap it up with a little kicker talk here, free of charge, of course. Ryan Wood tweeted out, Packers kicker Mark McNamee. I feel confident that that's how you say it, guys. McNamee. All right. It's perfect on 6 kicks today. Extra point, 45-yard middle, 47 right hash, another extra point, 46 right hash, and then a 49-yarder on the left hash. Good bounce back day after Indy. So pretty cool there, man. Pretty cool that McNamee is as Brandon McManus is walking around on the sidelines with an official outfit on that McNamee's just over.
You think they put him under the goalpost?
Oh, that would have been perfect, Tim. Put McManus under there.
It's great to see this because when I was watching, they were on my side of the field for a while, and McNamee was there. The Irishman was there. McNamee. Okay, McNamee.
That's what we're going with today, anyway.
Yeah. Well, he was kicking left and right hash, backing up 5 yards in between reps, moving left to right hash, just by himself, kicking with the tripod. And then as soon as they brought Orzic over and Wheelan and started to snap, hold, and kick, he started missing. And I'm going, ooh, what is going on here? Is it something maybe with, he was kicking a ball on the tripod, no problem. But the minute there was a snap and hold, he started having a little bit of difficulty. So seeing Ryan Wood's tweet here, this makes me feel great. So he goes 6 for 6. So whatever he missed while he was warming up there, he must have figured out and took care of business when it mattered. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that can come down to even just the way that McManus wants it, right? Like he wants the ball tilted at a certain angle coming out of Dan's hand, catch it from Orzic, get Dan's hand here, plays it here, tilt it this far back when I'm kicking past 30 yards, anything like that. So maybe, McNamee probably hasn't gotten to that point of, hey, Dan, I want you to put it here, X, Y, and Z. I'm just going to run it how McManus wants it, and maybe it's just a different tilt for where I wanted it.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so we'll wrap it up with this. QB3, practice squad quarterback, right? I felt like Elgersma played well against Indy, me personally. And PFF disagreed wholeheartedly, right? Now, I know Sean Clifford had what proved to be the game winner on the zone read option. Pretty cool that they ran a zone read to win the ball game, right? But when you're looking at Elgersma versus Clifford, this is something that Clifford doesn't have. I want you to watch this clip. And unfortunately, this didn't count because of a penalty. But this is an absolute missile that Elgersma throws into double coverage, threads the needle to Ben Sims. So you see Ben Sims, he's lined up on the inside right here. If you can't see my cursor. Let me see here. Right here. That's Ben Sims, 89. So he's going to kind of run a skinny post, right? Watch Elgersma turn this thing loose, guys. And again, he's got a freaking cannon. Watch this. Set, let it rip. Look at that. Touchdown. And again, it didn't count because of the penalty. But when you see that kind of arm talent, they may carry both of them on the practice squad. I don't know. But I highly doubt it. Every day that goes by and the more tape I watch, I want Elgersma to be that practice squad guy. Now, will they do it? I don't know. I want to get y'all's take on it because, again, he's got to learn how to run an NFL offense. Obviously, the rules are much different in Canada. But, man, when you see stuff like this, you see why they wanted to get him in here. And you also see why the Cincinnati Bengals were trying to get him into their camp before the Packers got him into theirs. What do y'all think about this throw here, those big league?
I agree with what you said, Clay. I mean, kid's got a rocket for an arm. But if he's struggling to run the offense, it's going to be tough to justify, holding a spot on the roster for him, even if it is a practice squad spot. Those are valuable too. So, but he does have the advantage of being younger, and I believe he's probably the tallest quarterback on our team, right? So when you talk about vision, behind the line of scrimmage with these big guys, Taylor Algersma is a big dude. Almost looks like he could play tight end if he wanted to. But clearly, man, he can let that thing fly. And it's like threading the needle is one thing, but like literally rendering the defense, batting the ball irrelevant is a whole nother thing. It's like, I don't think that DB had any opportunity to even get a fingertip on that ball.
Right.
That's an absolute missile.
That's it, Tim. Chuck Jagger said it here. Somebody forgot to push Y. I'm telling you, that'll stress you right out when you're pressing it and it doesn't happen. But the Elgersman looks like me when I go 5 wide, Clay, and you always hit the tight end on the all verticals play. You know what I mean? Just wait for that safety to make a decision and just bullet that thing in there. But safety tried to make a play, comeback. But I love the arm strength there from the young guy.
See, I like to go empty 11 flex tray. And here's what I do is I like to go speed 1. Let's go left to right. 2 by 3 set. Okay.
Yep.
Speed, Matthew Golden. Right. And then you got Tucker Kraft in the 2 over there. And then you got 3 on the right. Speed to the 1 on the outside over there. So you force 2 on the shelf, or you're going to have an advantage with the speed deep, right? And then have those other guys, the 2 and the 3 on that side, working kind of the skinny post. And I got Tucker on a drag, a shallow cross. So if they go zone, they fan that thing out with a shell look, hit the tight window to Tucker, get ready to load up that truck, stick on a DB, baby. That's what I like. So, and again, when you're coming out in 11 with that look, that forces them into a nickel set, and you've actually got a running back over there in the 2. Right. So speed at each one, Tucker Kraft with the yak and the trucking ability out of the 2 on the left, and then good possession catcher like a Romeo Dobbs in the 3 running the skinny post. So if they decide to go with a cover 2, let him clear the mock, hammer that thing in there. It just becomes a high-low read. You're either hitting the 3 on the skinny, or you're hitting the 2, Tucker Kraft, on the drag, and just work it high-low. So then
right after that, you're pressing Y like crazy, get the hurry up. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. Run the same play again.
No, don't hit the hurdle. You were saying hurry up. I got you. Yeah. So, yeah, and some of you guys are going, what if they go 2-man under with inside leverage? You just roll right and throw that thing into the 3rd row. Live to play another play because you're screwed. So, but anyway, all right, there's your Taylor Elgersma update on the day. I'm excited to see him again this week. And Tim, it sounds like they're going to play our boy Malik Willis a significant amount of snaps here in this game. Obviously, Jordan's not going to play. I want to say they're going to get the ones out there for a significant amount of time. I hope they play the ones a whole quarter. I know people are going to go, what if we have an injury? I could care less. Injuries are going to happen. We're to the point now. We got to get ready for the freaking season. Go out there, get your ones out there at least a quarter, and then feel good about where you're at. Get them off the field. Try to round out the bottom of this roster with some of those competitions there in the 2nd through the 4th quarter. What's your take on that? And we'll wrap up, Tim.
I agree with that. I'm just checking over here at the schedule. I mean, you've got that kind of mini bye between the last week of preseason here and then week 1. So yeah, if you get a little banged up, that's fine. I'd rather a guy have to, sit in the cold plunge a little longer and get ready for week 1 because he was playing in that last preseason game and he's, firing on all cylinders. You got to tune yourself up here. The whole point of a preseason and a training camp is to get ready for the real deal. And, if you're a starter and you're getting limited reps, I agree with your logic, Clayton. I think at least 1 quarter, if not, maybe even a little more. Maybe you bleed it into that 2nd quarter a little bit and start making your changes before half or something. I don't know. But I think the more reps, the better. And then especially when you think about even the 2s and the 3s, getting a chance to, run with the 1s as well. you know, because that can help a young player in their development too, being able to get maybe a rep or two, you know, out there against the ones, you know. So I'm just hoping that they mix it up. But I'm with you, Clayton. We're playing football, right? It's a grown man's game. Everybody gets hurt.
Let's get it. Let's get it. You know, we've played it safe long enough. Emilio, is my math correct? We're going to play on Saturday, and then we've got. Will it be 15 days before the next
Saturday the 23rd? Then you got the next weekend would be the 30th. That's a Saturday. Then that next weekend is the 6th. That's a Saturday. So that's 2 weeks, and then we're playing on the 7th. So yeah, you're right about 15 days. So I mean, it's a full bye for them. I mean, obviously they're still going to have practice and everything, but you're going to get cooled back off again after you go through this game. So it's about keeping that mental forward and paying attention to, you know, what's at stake is Lions at home. I mean, we got to show up ready to play. You got to protect this house from the beginning of 2025. I mean, we got to get off to a different start with our divisionals than we did last year. So I think that Matt's got to keep them, you know, head to the grindstone these next two after this pregame or after this preseason game. They really need to keep the grind going.
Yeah, and I know we got kind of a short turnaround there with two of the best teams in the NFC in the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Then we play on a short week on Thursday. But look at the positive side, guys. We're playing at home both those games.
Yeah.
Right? So the guys are sleeping in their own bed. You know what I mean? Like it could be worse, right?
And Matt's probably spinning a little bit of the game plan in. You know, maybe it's the beginning of this coming week after the preseason game. He might put in a little bit for Washington at the beginning of this week, or maybe at the end of next week and say, hey, you know, I just want to have this in early for that following week just so that we do have it. But here's our game plan for the Lions. Bing, bam, boom. Keep moving.
That's a real good test right out of the gate, right? Short week to kick off your season. I mean, thank goodness they're both at home, like Clayton said. It'd be crazy to have to go on the road on a short week like that. But I think we're going to find out real quick who this team is bright and early this year. It's going to be fun.
Completely agree. All right, guys, that's going to do it. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us, man. This was a lot of fun. I know we've got a lot of people that rolled through. We've got a bunch of new viewers. The analytics are showing us if you guys love this type of content, hit like, hit subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified every time we go live. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central Time for PTA Live. We'll be giving you all the latest on Green Bay Packers news and notes. And is there a practice tomorrow, Tim, by chance?
Yeah, but probably not public.
Okay, so it's going to be closed practice.
Joint practice Thursday, though. Yep.
Okay, got it. So there you go. Closed practice tomorrow. We should have updates, so we'll cover what happened in practice tomorrow and get everything ready to go for Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Sure.
To Donovan's question, I believe it's the 26th of August. So you get a couple days into that that first week of the 2-week bye there.
On the ticker. It should be on the ticker here.
Perfect.
Yep, Tuesday, August 26th. Yep.
There you go. And guys, we got football. We got high school football this week down here. Thursday night.
College, 4 college games this weekend too, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's week 0 in college. We got preseason NFL. We've got Jesse Nelson on the Wildy and Tout Show. I think they said they're going to be having a live broadcast of a Wisconsin high school game on Thursday night. So you got Thursday night high school football on ESPN. I believe it'll be ESPN Madison's YouTube channel. I love checking those out. Jesse and them do a great job calling those games. So we got high school football. It's just going to be awesome, man. We got Friday night rivals here this week, Emilio. It's going to be, you know, where we went to the Redneck Brawl?
Yep.
That Coliseum there, or Freedom Hall. That's on campus. The football field we walked by, that's called Science Hill. Well, 2 of the best teams.
Kermit Field.
Kermit. Yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah. So 2 of the best teams.
Yeah, in the area, you got Science Hill High School and you got Elizabethton. For those who don't know, Jason Witten played at Elizabethton High School. Charles Davis, the announcer, is originally from Elizabethton, but now Jason Witten's brother, Sean Witten, is the head coach there. So they travel up to Johnson City to play Science Hill. And it should be a good matchup. Here lately, it seems like Elizabethton is kind of dominated, but that'll be on local TV here on Friday night. So I may have a daddy soda or 2 and watch some high school football this weekend. That might just happen. So that being said, don't go to this dude's barber, okay? Whatever you do, stay away from that guy. And we will And stay away from this guy, too. He'll spit in your fries.
Oh, man. Yeah.
We'll
Can I get a large
Cry into your fries.
Yeah.
Yes, he will cry.
It's for a cop. Why'd you say
that? What, are you going to spit in that? Don't spit in that cop's drink. Yeah, throw a flag on that. You know what I mean? So, all right, everybody have a great night. We appreciate you as always. Let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go, Pack, go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.